has been here for over 14 years. So buckle up, grab a pen, paper, get your screenshots ready. She's got a lot of fun people along with her tonight, and she is here to truly help you with the mindset and the skill sets to really celebrate your health no matter where you are or what event is going on. So we are so excited to take notes from this veteran who has the biggest heart, and she just wants to see you win in your health every day. So with that, Nancy, take it away.
Wow, thanks so much, Rachel. I'm so honored to be with you guys tonight. My life has been so deeply impacted with our program. I feel so blessed to share with you guys tonight. And our topic tonight, it's so funny, winning the Super Bowl party like a champion. So I'd like to introduce Tonya. She's going to be one of my co-hosts tonight. Tonya, how's it going?
It is going great. I am here in wintry Central Florida. We had frost this morning, so it's definitely feeling like football time, right? I
Yeah,
don't
for
know what
sure.
football time feels like. I'm here for the party.
Well, I am laughing to myself a little bit because I personally am not much of a football person. How about you, Tony? I'm sort of like a Super Bowl commercial girl. How about you?
So I do love the commercials, but I really love the halftime show because it doesn't matter if it's an artist I'm interested in or a music style I love, doesn't matter. It's always entertaining. Even if something goes wrong, if it goes well, I love a production. So I'm here for the halftime show and the
Oh,
food,
it's good
definitely.
to be good. No matter what, we're going to have fun. So I'm just curious. I'd love a show of hands. Are you sort of a commercials? I love my friends. I'm here for the party and the food. Or are you more of the football? I'm an enthusiast. I'm pretending to be one. I have an Eagles sweater on. So
Tampa
um,
Bay Bucks.
I'm okay. Well, I'm trying to fit in with all you football people, but
Our teams did not survive this season.
oh
We're
man.
seeing a lot of football, but we're really seeing a lot of party. A
Well,
lot
good.
of go
Well,
Pats,
we
go
found
Pats.
our
All right.
people. We found our people, Tonya. That's all. That's
I
awesome.
think so.
But it's funny, it made me laugh when I was asked to host tonight because I'm like, well, usually when there's a theme of a party, they like to bring me in for these because I love throwing a good, healthy party. And I know you do, Tonya. It's what we love. We're gathering community people. But I'm the person that's always like, wait, what's going on? Like, is that normal? Is how much time is left in the game? And was that a good thing? What's a Hail Mary? I don't know. And if you want to instruct me and teach me what all that stuff is after the call, feel free to blow up my inbox because I still don't know. But what I do understand, I understand people and I understand goals and I understand food noise and I understand momentum and I understand victories. And I am here to talk to you guys a lot about that tonight. We're going to talk about handling temptations, and I have a random fact for you guys. Do you know the average Super Bowl party? It's usually anywhere between 3,000 and 8,000 calories with food and drink. And so intentionality is going to be a really big part of what we talk about tonight. So before we get started, though, I had to invite our resident football enthusiast, and he would be Mike. Mike Wenhold is a dear friend of mine. He is a true football fan. So I'm glad to hear him talk tonight. He's going to share a little bit something that I think is pretty powerful, and that's how football actually relates to our health journey. So there's a lot of similarities. What you got, Mike? Talk to us a little bit.
Well, Nance, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, this Sunday is the big game, the Super Bowl. Going to see the Patriots against the Seahawks and see who the best team in the National Football League is. And in light of this, we're going to take a brief look on the similarities between football and our health journey. Well, the first thing is we have a coach. Every football team has a coach. In fact, they have multiple coaches. They have a head coach, they have assistant coaches, they have coordinators for offense, defense, and special teams, and they have position coaches for each position on the football team. Now, currently in our health journey, we have a coach. Your coach has a coach, that coach has a coach, and so forth and so on up the line. And also, if you are a coach, you probably have coaches underneath you. So the similarities are there. Now, let's look at the responsibilities of a football coach. That's a second similarity. What do the coaches do on a football team? They develop a game plan. The team needs to know going into the game what's going to work, what isn't going to work. And guess what? If something isn't working, they're going to make a halftime adjustment, if you will, and they'll change that to make it be successful. The second thing coaches do is they teach fundamentals and technique. If you're a player and you're not doing something properly, the coach will take the time to get with you and teach you and correct you to help you do it the correct way. And the last thing they do is they prepare the team for victory. They pump them up. They get them excited about playing the game. A lot of times they bring them in before the game in a circle. They have a little speech and they put their hands up and say, "Go team, win," whatever the cheer is, to get them ready to play the game. Now, what are your health coach's responsibilities? Similar to football, they develop a game plan for you. You're going to do a 5-1. You're going to do a 4-2. Whatever. There's many options in the Optavia program that you could do. They're going to teach you the fundamentals. You're going to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. You're going to drink 64 ounces of water every day. You're going to stay away from alcohol, sweets, bread, pasta, those kinds of things. And guess what? If the game plan isn't working, they're going to tweak it or change game plans for you. If you're doing a 5-1, maybe you're going to do a 4-2. Or maybe they're going to put you on a 5-1 with some extra protein. There's many different ways that Optavia can support you and help you. And like I said, if the original game plan isn't working, we'll switch to one that will, or we'll tweak the one you're on. And they're going to prepare you for victory. They're going to get you excited for your health journey. They're going to encourage you so you'll be successful. Now, the third thing is, where does a football team get their game plan? They get it from the playbook. Thick book. They figure out what plays to run out of that book. They're found in the playbook for offense, defense, and special teams. They want their team to be the best prepared to win the game as what they can. It's like the team Bible, if you will, and it's extremely thick. Now, where does your health coach get her game plan? Right here. The Optavia Guide. It's very thin too, but it's the ultimate health journey guidebook for you. It includes everything you'll need to be successful and reach your goals. We have our football coach, our game plan, and our playbook. What are some other things that a football team can do to be successful or increase their odds of winning? They can work hard every day, regardless of the circumstances. A few weeks ago, in the second round of the playoffs, the Broncos lost their starting quarterback to an injury late in the game. They had a game to play the next week, so what was their attitude? Oh, forget it. We lost our starting quarterback. There's no way we're going to win the game. It's just over. No. They worked hard, prepared like they did every other week to be successful. They didn't let it derail their progress. What else do? They encourage and support their teammates, whether it be out on the practice field, in the locker room. They encourage one another. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, kind of thing. The next thing they do is they don't stop short of the goal. A football team wants to win every game they're in. They play the whole game. If they're down at halftime, they don't stop playing. They come out in the second half and continue to work hard and try and win the game. What else do? They take ownership of their job and do it to the best of their ability. They study the playbook. They study the game plan so they can be as prepared as possible to win the game. Now, let's take your health journey. We have our coach, game plan, and playbook. What can we do to increase our odds of being successful? We can stay focused and work hard, even on days you don't feel like it. We need to make decisions not based on our feelings, but on what we know we should do. We follow the game plan, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. If you're going to a party, eat your fuelings, have your lean and green, drink your water, do all the things that you and your coach set up for you to do to be successful. Second thing is, don't eat what you shouldn't. But if you do, don't let it wreck your day. Get back on the horse. If you come out of the house, you're leaving the Super Bowl party, you had a great time, you ate something you didn't, okay, no big deal. But if you come out and you see one of your tires is flat on your car, what do? You don't flatten the other 3 tires. You fix the tire that's flat and keep going. Be an encouragement to others. If you see somebody on the program, they put a Facebook post up, like their Facebook post. Send them an encouragement, a private message, a text message. There are many, many ways you can do this. The fourth thing is take ownership of your journey. If you meet on Super Bowl Sunday, or if you mess up on Super Bowl Sunday or any other day, admit it and own it. Okay? Stick to the game plan. Listen to your coach, because they've probably already made the same mistakes that you're making now. They know. They love you, they care about you, and they want you to be successful. And the fifth thing is don't stop short of the goal. Whatever your goal is, stay focused and work until you get there. Play all 4 quarters. If you watch a football game, a lot of teams will hold up 4 fingers going into the 4th quarter of a football game. Why do they do that? To show that they're going to play all 4 quarters, and you should too. This coming Sunday, There's going to be one team that ends up winning. It's either going to be the Patriots or it's going to be the Seahawks. But you know what the great thing is about Optavia? If we do everything we're supposed to do, we can all be winners. Prioritize and do the things that I mentioned in this talk. Enjoy the big game, stay focused, and follow the game plan you and your coach have set up for you, and you will definitely be a big-time winner. Nance, back to you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I mean, and don't forget the playbook. That's the Habits of Health book. It's so core to what we do, and it really helps you get your mindset in the right place. So that's so helpful too. I love it that that's on Audible now. So right there on your app. All right, well, it's time for me to talk about mental fumbles. Like, who wants to fumble the game because our mind wasn't in the right place? So I'm going to talk about mindset and mindset hacks. That losing the game usually starts here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a little anatomy lesson about the different parts of our brain. There's the downstairs part of your brain and the upstairs part of your brain. The downstairs part of your brain, or as we know, it's called the amygdala. This part of your brain is meant to keep you stuck. It's meant to keep you predictable. If you go to change your life, it sees that as a threat because it's different what you've done before, right? It's going to want to keep you the same. And it's where all your excuses and where all your fear lies. So this voice back here is loud, and your excuses and your fears are loud. But if you stop, challenge, and choose, you're delaying your decision, you're procrastinating long enough that it allows time to get up to here, the upstairs part of your brain, the logic, the real you, the part that has goals and dreams and wants to be healthy. So stop, challenge, and choose is really going to be a helpful tool when you're faced with tempting situations. It's easy to be impulsive. It's easy to hear these loud excuses, but when you hear this voice back here, recognize it as nothing but a drunk monkey. And you want to know who is driving your bus. I don't want that drunk monkey driving. Sorry. I actually named mine Bertha. I'm sorry if that's your name. If that's your name, I apologize, but that's my drunk monkey's name, and boy, is she loud. So sometimes I have to listen to the quiet voice and really work through it. Okay, so if you hear things like, it's just one day, who's talking? Bertha, okay? So what you can do is flip your thoughts to the opposite. Well, yeah, right, but just one day when has one day never snowballed before? Anyone else, or is that just me? Or how about this one? This excuse is really normal. I'll start tomorrow. Anyone else use that one? Okay, cool, because tomorrow has never heard that lie before. Okay, go ahead and be sarcastic and snarky. It's fun. Okay, how about I deserve it? You know what you really deserve? To be healthy. So asking yourself, what is the opposite is true? That's really helpful when you're dealing with that loud monkey brain. And then how about everyone else is doing it? Here's a thought. If you want uncommon results, you cannot copy common behavior. Be the example. Okay, so mindset hacks. Go ahead and talk out loud. Say your thoughts out loud, because sometimes you hear your own nonsense and you're like, I'm stressed, so I'm going to eat the Oreos. It's a game, so I have to eat the chips. It sounds ridiculous when you actually say it out loud. And all of a sudden, this part of your brain is in control again, okay? Also, make sure you ask July you, future you, what you should do today. Take advice from your future self, the wisest coach out there. Your future self has been you before. You've never been them before, but they've been you. So ask July you, what should I do today so that I make you proud? Okay, call your coach for accountability. Huge, that's what they're there for. Declare it and write it down. Writing down and journaling is always a helpful hack for your mindset. And just remember, hey, tomorrow's coming. How do I want to feel? Monday, right? So I think that's really important stuff. Listen, there's a quick little story I want to share. There was once a king, and he was interviewing chariot drivers. And so there was 3 applicants, and he asked the first applicant, so I'm curious, how close to the edge of the cliff can you drive without going over the cliff? And the first applicant said, I'm really good. I think I could get within 12 inches of going over the cliff and be just fine. And the king said, okay, thank you. Applicant number two, how close to the edge of the cliff can you get without going over the cliff? And he said, oh, I'm really good. Like I can get within 6 inches of the cliff without going over. And he said, okay, interesting. Thank you. Applicant three, how close to the edge of the cliff can you get without going over? And applicant three said, I don't know. I stay as far away from that cliff as possible. And the king said, you're hired. So if you know the cliff is right there, if you know there's triggers and things that are really tempting for you, walk away, stay away, don't play with matches, and just protect your mindset, because that is when you really become a true winner. Okay, so it's a skill set. We're going to have opportunities, Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, candy. We have so many, we always have weekends, birthdays, holidays, vacations. So this is a skill set that you can learn. Who's driving your bus and how you talk to that voice, okay? So Tonya, you have some great tips and recipes. So give us some party ideas. What you got?
Thanks so much, Nancy. Let's start out by running through a few tips that you might already know. Or actually, let's talk about the cauliflower pizza bites because they're on the screen. Everybody loves pizza. And this is a recipe that's actually not in the app. So get your cameras out, take your phones, take a screenshot of this. I make these in a muffin tin, and there are 6 of these to a serving. So this is a full lean and green. It's not even just a party food, right? I love these. We probably do these once every 2 weeks at my house. Let's also go ahead and talk about a few tips that, well, with the jalapeno poppers. So everybody loves a jalapeno popper. So how in the world do you make them healthy? First of all, we're not going to wrap them in all the fat of bacon. We're going to use some Greek yogurt. We're going to use a low-fat reduced cheese, and we're going to replace the onions with the scallions. Simple switches, right? But we can still enjoy the foods we love or that we consider party foods and still have healthy times, right? That's our goal. So when you are getting ready for a party, we definitely recommend, if you're going over to somebody's house or hosting, have a healthy buddy with you. Somebody who knows your plan, who's supporting you, who wants to be on your side and not a food pusher, who may pull you away from the food pusher if that needs to happen. Another thing is to be prepared. That's a big deal in football, right? You plan to succeed. And if you don't plan, you'll fail. So we're going to plan to succeed by talking to our coach ahead of time and making a plan. And not just a plan, make a commitment to yourself. And another tip that I want everybody to remember is not all cauliflower crust pizzas are created equal. There's a great options for cauliflower crust pizza in the app, so utilize those. Now let's talk alcohol. Some people think it's not football with alcohol. It is. It's still football without alcohol. So what do you do with that? If you're in a metabolic reset, alcohol is not going to get you closer to your goal. If you're here to win the game, we want to get closer to our goal. So talk to your coach and come up with a plan. Don't be fooled by non-alcoholic beer. While it may have less alcohol, it may have less calories, but it could have twice as many carbs in it. So it could sneak up on you. So don't let that be an excuse. Oh, it's non-alcoholic, I should have that. Talk to your coach, come up with a plan that's going to work for you. And then if you're at an event, we definitely recommend taking extra fuelings because sometimes it can go into overtime. And sometimes the person singing the national anthem can hold that last note out for like an extra 15, 20 minutes, and you may go into another 3-hour cycle where you need an extra fueling. So go in there being prepared. Also, we recommend taking a dish that you can share, but is also compliant. So when you get there, you know that there's something that you can eat. So if you're hosting, a good quick swap you can do is switch your ranch dip from sour cream based to Greek yogurt based, and that bumps up your protein and reduces your fat as well. Also, I'm going to recommend you to be sure to check the Optavia guide. and the Optavia app, because there's so many great recipes. And look up buffalo chicken dip if you've never had that. And the 2-minute tacos. That one's so easy. Everybody loves it. We've served that at so many parties. Now, I want to talk about the halftime show because I love the halftime show. So I grew up overseas in East Africa, and I was exposed to a lot of different food cultures. And so for me, it's always been part of something I love to do when people come over to my house, to introduce them to new flavor profiles that they're not used to, or some different food types that they're not used to. And now that I'm a healthy person and eat that way, that hasn't changed. I still love doing that. So I like to introduce different types of food, but in a healthy way. So, and I also love a theme. So when I look at the Super Bowl, these two teams that are playing aren't creating any culinary themes for me. But when I look at the halftime show, the artist Bad Bunny's performing. He's from Puerto Rico. So now all of a sudden I want to produce a Puerto Rican dish. So do we have a healthy Puerto Rican themed inspired dish? Absolutely. It's in the app. The app is your friend. I love this Puerto Rican inspired beef stew. It's also called picadillo, and picadillo refers to the way that the ground beef is cooked. So I love this dish, and a couple of things. You're kind of used to having a big pot of chili. That's normal. And the app has a great chili recipe, so you can serve that if you choose to do that. But you can make a big pot of this picadillo. And a couple of the differences, this is using a lean ground beef, but it's also using parsley, bay leaf, paprika, and green olives. So that makes it a little different, something your party friends might not have tried before. So definitely take a look at this. Then we're going to serve it over cauliflower rice because that's healthy. So now all of a sudden you're introducing your guest to two different cultures, possibly, unless they are Puerto Rican, then it's just one. One culture would be Puerto Rico, right? The second culture would be health. And what a great opportunity to introduce your friends and family to healthy, delicious eating. So I'm going to recommend, if you don't have the Optavia app, talk to whoever invited you to this call. They're going to help you out and get you connected with somebody who can help you get into that app and have access to all these recipes, and you can enjoy your game day and win and still reach the goal. Thanks so much, Nancy. Back to you.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you so much, Tony. I never thought of taking the halftime show and making a whole theme out of that. That was pretty brilliant.
It's a
So
big event. I love it.
I love that. That's so great. You know, there is no suffering here. Like, where's the suffering? We have delicious food options. We have our friends nearby. There's so much to rejoice. There's so many special moments in life. And that's what I want to really bring home to tie this with a bow. You know, great things happen from the small little things. Those small little things add up to make really big things. And in the end, at the end of the day, it's about your friends, it's about your memories, it's having fun, it's having delicious food, and there's no suffering. So I love that we can enjoy ourselves and enjoy this new healthy life that we're creating for ourselves. You know, when I decided to really change my life, that also meant I needed to change my identity. I'm no longer Nancy that's dieting for a short time, only to ricochet back. This is my new identity. I party like a healthy girl now. I shop like a healthy girl now. I cook like a healthy girl because I am one. And you know what? When there's joy in that, doesn't get any better than that. There's so many rewards. So listen, guys, enjoy the people, enjoy the fun, have a wonderful time. And I hope you know this. We're all cheering for you. You're a winner. Just by being here tonight, you're a winner. We believe in you. Have a great night. And Rachel, I'll let you wrap things up.
Wow, that was so good. I took so many notes of looking up those amazing recipes. So this was a truly inspiring call. And really, yes, we create through our cravings. If you have a craving, you create through it. You don't run from it, right? And I've been here 8 years just saying, man, this sounds good. I think I'll create something like it with healthy options. And my mouth knows no difference, and my hips are happy. So I totally agree. Thank you all. Make sure that you guys tune in. This is actually tomorrow. So part of what we're really talking about here in this community is becoming that leader of our life. Imagine a world full, just imagine with me, a world full of self-led people that are truly conscious, that are making decisions from consciousness, not emotion. Just imagine it. And we get to be that. So we get this beautiful forum where we get to try that on and really take ourselves a step further so that these choices become very native, because we're becoming that dominant force in our life and we are self-led. We're not knocked off center by a Super Bowl party or someone's opinion or anything. So that resiliency has grown in this community. Thank you so much for Dr. A for continuing to pour into us. And then finally, we have our next call, and that, my slide is coming. Awesome. Health by Design. This is going to be a very special call. You're going to want to tune in same time next week. Make this a regular thing in your calendar where you just set an alarm and you tune in and join our YouTube channel and subscribe and like and do all the things. It really helps us to bring these calls to you and to do so in a quality way. So we will see you next week. We will see you tomorrow, and just keep showing up. That's really your first biggest change, is to just keep showing up in these communities and trying on new ideas, and you're doing it. So thank you all for such a lovely time, and that really concludes our time together. Have a great night.